Alright guys, welcome to This Week in Wrestling, covering everything that's gone on over the course of this past week, starting with a confirmation of last week's story that Alberto Del Rio is officially done with WWE. WWE confirmed the news earlier this week when they officially announced that they'd come to terms with the release of Del Rio, writing, WWE and Jose Rodriguez, Alberto Del Rio, have mutually agreed upon the terms of his release as of today, September 9, 2016. Following WWE's statement, Del Rio took to Twitter where he released the following comment: "My business relationship with WWE has come to an end in good terms, thanks for the opportunities they gave me. Termine mi relación con WWE," which I'd imagine translates to termination of the relationship between Del Rio and WWE. Now, Del Rio didn't stop there, as the apparent reason for WWE posting the initial confirmation of his release was actually due to Del Rio set to hold a press conference that afternoon in Mexico to discuss his current status. At that press conference, Del Rio revealed that he's looking to retire in 2 years' time, and therefore he will be limiting himself to 60 dates per year so he can spend the majority of his time in Mexico with his family. He then went on to reveal his conversation with Vince went so well that there's no ill feeling between the two, and he isn't even subject to WWE's traditional 90-day no-compete clause. Going forward, he's in talks with AAA, CMLL and Lucha Elite, although he says he will not be signing an exclusive deal with one promotion. As for the reason behind his WWE release, he simply stated that it was due to WWE not doing much with him, and that the grind of the WWE schedule was taking its toll to the point that he was losing his passion for the business. Going forward, Del Rio will be wrestling under his previous name, Alberto El Patron, with his first match announced for the WAW promotion in the UK, which is actually run by his girlfriend Paige's mum, Saraya Knight. Switching to Paige, who was in attendance at the press conference to show support, reports this week suggested that she too is done with WWE and has hired legal representation. Now, these reports came from Twitter user Front Row Brian, who has proved to be a credible source in the past and led to multiple wrestling sites actually covering the news. However, Dave Meltzer has weighed in on the situation, and he's revealed that Paige has not yet officially left the company. Instead, he compared things to the situation that AJ Lee found herself in when CM Punk left, confirming there was a point this week in which it appeared Paige had gone, but right now that is not the case. With the way this story keeps changing, it's anybody's guess as to how things will turn out, but in this week's poll we're asking what you make of the situation and whether you'd be sad to see Paige go or if she won't be missed. You can see Twitter responses across the bottom of the screen, but make sure to get involved and have your say in the comments. Moving on to the realms of UFC, and last night finally seen the Octagon debut of CM Punk. Punk made his UFC 203 entrance to his WWE theme, Cult of Personality, before going on to take on Mickey Gall, a man who is more than 10 years younger than Punk, but had a lot more experience. Unfortunately for the straight-edge superstar, that experience counted against him, as Gall was able to take down CM Punk and force him into submission within the first round. Post-fight, Punk was asked about his debut and his plans for the future, to which he said despite taking a beating, he'll definitely be back inside the Octagon, going on to give an inspiring speech about getting back up when getting knocked down, and stating the true failure in life is not trying at all. So despite his loss, a huge congratulations are in order for CM Punk for actually going through with it and giving his all, as well as proving everyone that said he'd never actually fight wrong by going through with it. Switching to TNA Wrestling, and this week seen a major announcement from TNA President Billy Corgan, who announced the retirement of the King of the Mountain Championship and debuted the new Impact Wrestling Grand Championship in its place. To crown the inaugural champion, TNA are currently holding an 8-man elimination tournament which features unique rules that will be applied to championship matches, in which there will be 3 timed rounds and a team of judges to award the win on points should the match go the distance, and feature no pinfalls or submissions, similar to the UFC. Staying with TNA, and this week seen the follow-up to the highly acclaimed Final Deletion as Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero took on the Decay in a match labelled Delete or Decay. Now, I'm not going to give anything away in regards to the match, as this is one that you have to watch for yourself, but I thought it was absolutely awesome and I cannot wait for the next installment, so make sure to check out the link in the video description so you can watch the match on the TNA YouTube channel. In one final TNA story, it was also reported this week that former WWE star Cody Rhodes has a deal in place with TNA. However, he won't be wrestling exclusively for the company. Instead, he has plans to work in both TNA and Ring of Honor. In regards to his TNA plans, it's been reported that he'll be working a program with Mike Bennett after the two previously worked together in Northeast Wrestling, with Cody's wife Brandi Rhodes, who was Eden Styles in WWE, also making a possible appearance as part of a mini feud with Mike Bennett and his wife Maria. Finally, getting back to WWE, and tonight sees the first of the brand split pay-per-views taking place as Smackdown prepares for WWE Backlash live on the WWE Network. Now, to run through the matches, we'll have 6 in total, all of which will be on the main show, as the pre-show will simply preview the match card. So we'll have Randy Orton taking on Bray Wyatt in singles action, The Intercontinental Championship on the line as The Miz defends against Dolph Ziggler. The final qualifier for the tag team tournament, which sees the Usos take on the Hype Bros, with the winners going on to face Heath Slater and Rhino in the final later in the night. Then we'll have the new WWE Smackdown Women's Championship on the line in a 6-pack challenge that features Nikki Bella, Becky Lynch, Carmella, Natalya, Alexa Bliss and Naomi. Finally, the main event sees Dean Ambrose defend the WWE Championship against the phenomenal AJ Styles. If you'd like a preview of the show as well as predictions, then you can catch my Nell's monthly preview and prediction show using the link in the video description, as well as a second link to the Smack Talks Prediction League so you can submit your own predictions. Anyway guys, that brings us to the end of This Week in Wrestling. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on all of this week's stories in the comments. I hope you'll have a great weekend, enjoy Backlash, and until next time, I'll catch you later.